hello. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you, Frida. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. When the film was announced, it was described as Lord of the Flies in space. And having seen it, yeah, I'd agree with that. You wrote the script as well. I wondered if the idea originally came from the William Golding novel, or did you get it from somewhere else?
It didn't. It sort of came out of my own head. I had this image of these young people sitting around in a cramped spaceship, and I didn't, they were sort of sitting on the floor, and it seemed like in my mind, like, were they dead or just kind of exhausted, and some other images as well. And I sort of built it out from there. I was like, well, who are these people? What's the meaning of it? And I was interested in exploring human nature. And then as I wrote it, I began myself to see the similarities or the connection to Lord of the Flies. I think the difference is, though, Lord of the Flies looks at these boys that are sort of emulating kind of British masculine behavior of, going to war or hunting. And it's sort of a commentary on that. Whereas my characters, they have no cultural reference like that. They actually don't know any of that. So then it's about human behavior in a vacuum and who you are at your core when you have no cultural influences. Are we good, or are we, are we animals, or are we moral, at our core? And so it's a little bit different. I certainly understand the connection, but I was sort of interested in a slightly different thing.
And you say they're in a vacuum, and it definitely does have this very claustrophobic feel to it. There's never any natural light. You've got those never-ending narrow corridors. How did you go about creating that claustrophobic feel?
Well, I wanted the ship, we did a lot of research, my production designer, Scott Chambliss, and I, into, real NASA plans for, and other space agencies plans for, deep space travel. And so we didn't want it to be fantasy. We wanted it to be based in reality. And we also knew that, you send a ship like that up, it's all about minimizing weight and conserving resources. And so there's like a minimalism that's involved. And so I wanted it to have a minimal quality and a very stark quality, almost like a laboratory. But with that, I wanted a dynamic element. And so I had this idea of kind of hurtling down these corridors to be representative of their wild abandon, and also just kind of sort of a timeline sense of us moving through time, and when the corridors are empty, this sort of suspense.
It probably wouldn't have been in your mind when you were writing it, but I wondered if there was any relevance that you saw between the film and the situation that we all find ourselves in today.
Well, yeah, I never expected that, but I didn't. Yeah, suddenly the movie with the issues of confinement feels very relevant, and then also issues of kind of leaders stoking their followers into kind of mob violence seems, of the moment as well.
Neil, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time, and thank you also very much for the film as well.
Thank you.